we'll talk. This is so exciting.
Hey, what's up, everyone? It's Cody Lindley, Jake Ryan from Hannah, Montana, and you're listening to DJ Danny Show.
Good evening, everyone. Today is Tuesday, March 24th. No, March, what are we, March 10th?
March 10th,
It's
yeah.
the 10th. Yesterday was my birthday.
Yes, I'm sorry. Okay, March 10th. Really excited, honored. So thankful to have our guest here today. I really appreciate you a lot, just so you know. I feel like I've harassed you numerous times, and you're probably like, this is going to happen. So really thankful for that opportunity. I have Robert Torti here, and my sister Mary Rose is co-hosting. So we're going to have a great show, everyone. And we started at a new time as well. We always start from 6:30 to about 7:45 Eastern Standard Time, p.m., not in the morning.
That was my fault.
No, you're good. I was
I
I'm
lived
at
in
work.
New York forever. I know what the East Coast time is. I had a
It was just, it just
brain
didn't.
fart.
No problem. So, Robert, we want to start a little bit with, first how you got into acting when you were younger and your age and everything.
Yeah, I was. I didn't have any desire to be an actor. In high school, I was a big jock and a big prankster, and so one year, I think was I 14 or 15 in my freshman year in high school. As a joke, before football practice, I went and I signed up to audition for the musical, and I showed up, and I literally had full football gear, cleats, shoulder pads, everything, helmet. And I think I sang "Yesterday" by the Beatles.
Okay. It's a good song.
Obviously, didn't consider myself a singer or anything, and I'm sure I wasn't. But they saw something, and then they cast me in the show. It was chorus, but it was like, okay, funny guy. How are you going to take this? How far are you going to take this gag? So I did it. And I think the first show was an original show called, I want to say, Birth of the Blues, something like that. It was basically music throughout the years.
Oh, cool.
And then, I kind of got hooked on it. I had a lot of friends, a lot of friends on the football team and a lot of friends in the theater department.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of kept going with it. And as I got older and better, I started getting the leads, and I got more leads. And right out of high school, we started a theater company called Camille Ensemble. And that was named after the mother of my director, Ray Cavallari, and my musical director, Ed Archer, who I still to this day give all full credit to my career, because if it wasn't for them, nobody would know who I am. I mean, my kids would, but So we did a production of Godspell.
Oh, okay. Who'd you play?
That we had also done in high school, and I played Jesus in it. And we did a little 99-seat theater. And for those of you who don't know, in LA, if you're union, you can't work unless it's a union house. So there's these little things that are called equity waiver.
Okay.
So you're allowed to work in it. You can't have more than 99 seats. And we did a production of Godspell. And this is how green I was when I remember walking in to the theater, and I said, "Oh, this is so cool. They have like a mini theater that we can practice on." And everybody's like, "What are you talking about? This is the theater."
Oh.
Because 99 seats is a small place.
Yeah, definitely. Well, first starting out too.
Yeah, exactly. So the high school program at Alamany High School, where I went, was very successful. We had producers, casting directors coming. I got my SAG card at 16.
Okay.
And so right out of we did the Godspell right out of high school, and Universal Studios happened to be in the audience. This was 1979. I was 17, I think.
Oh my goodness. I like this timeline.
Yeah.
We're learning about your life. It's awesome.
Yeah, and they signed me to a 7-year contract. That's back in the days when the studio had, contract players, which basically is you would get paid whether you worked or not. But when you worked, you got a little piece of it, and the studio got the rest for basically turning you into a star or whatever that is. But it didn't last long. It was the studio program was towards the end anyway, and then we had the actors strike, and that kind of ended the program. But from that point on, one thing led to another. I think my first television thing was Little House on the Prairie.
Oh my goodness
Yes,
gracious!
I did see that. That was your first one. You're right.
Yeah, I think that was. And then the thing that I got my SAG card with, we did there was a thing called Paulus Productions, and they're all priests, and they do these, feel good, do the right thing kind of movies, and we shot it at our school, and I played opposite Maureen McCormick from the Brady Bunch.
Oh wow, Marsha.
I had to have a makeout scene with her.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, Marsha. So
I love that.
Yeah, so it just kind of snowballed from there, and then New York happened. I never thought that I was good enough, but I went for my first show in '86, which was Starlight, and I didn't know how to roller skate. And
Did you learn?
Yeah, I learned.
Impressive.
I ended up getting the job and getting nominated for a Tony Award, so that was pretty cool. So
Congratulations!
Yeah,
Thank you.
that's amazing.
Yeah, and then it just back and forth between the East Coast and California, and then to date, what brings me to Vegas is a director friend of mine, Kristen Hange, who I'd worked with before on another show here in Vegas. And just to let you know, not all shows are big successes. I think that when I met her, we did a show called Surf the Musical, and it was songs of the Beach Boys.
Oh,
That sounds good.
yeah, I would love to see that.
Yeah. Apparently, nobody did. We actually
cool.
rehearsed longer than we ran. I think we ran a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks.
Okay.
And then the show closed, and it was over at Planet Hollywood. And then I went back to LA, and then they called me like 3 months later, say, "Hey, we're doing Rock of Ages. Do you want to be in it?" And I was like, and I knew nothing about the show. I mean, literally, my character's name is Hertz. Mm-hmm. So when they said, "We're going to offer you Hertz," I thought I was getting a rental car. I didn't. So
you learned about your character then.
Yeah,
A lot
I
through.
figured it out.
Yeah.
I mean, Rock of Ages is an amazing show.
It is. It's
Yes.
one of my favorites.
So, I took it, and then I came out here, got an apartment, and then my family, my wife and kids were still in LA, because that you don't pick up and buy based on entertainment.
Yeah. Well, your kids were in school too?
They were in school, yeah.
So you want to finish their year?
Yeah. So what I would basically after we do 8 shows a week. After the show on Sunday night, we'd get off around 10:30. I'd get in the car at 11. I'd drive to LA about 4.5, 5 hours. Mm-hmm. Get there around 2 a.m. Wake up with them, make them breakfast, take them to school. My wife went to work because she worked at their school, and then I'd sit around until they came home, make dinner, then get in the car and drive back, go to work here in Vegas.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So we did that.
So you're always there for them. That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's really beautiful.
Well,
the best that you can.
Yeah. So we did that for about almost 2 years.
Okay.
And then finally I just said, what the heck? So the house the house we bought in LA, when we bought it, it was a 2-bedroom, 1-bath, and I remodeled it myself because I used to do construction for 30 years.
Wow.
So yeah, my son and I, we
Where
built
the heck
it.
did that come from? This wasn't in your bio you sent me, okay? Wow.
Oh, that was it. Listen, it's like that joke, a working actor. Yeah, I work, and I'm an actor. So we finally just decided, we put the house on the market, didn't know if it was going to sell. It was November. It took 7 days. It sold. And we said, well, there's our sign from heaven. We're moving.
Yep.
And moved out here, and love it. I mean, my career has, has taken a kind of shot myself in the foot by being in Vegas.
Okay.
Obviously, because, there's not a lot of television production out here, but been able to, make do. When I was doing Rock of Ages, I don't know if you knew the Filthy Rich Guide, which was on CNBC. that I would have to fly out on my day off to New York.
Oh my goodness.
And shoot for about 18 hours. I'd take the red eye after the show on Sunday. This is on the days that I wasn't going back to, my family was here at the time. I would, Sunday night, get on a red eye, fly to New York, go straight to the set, get there by 8 o'clock, shoot until about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, get something to eat, go to bed, get on the red eye, come back here, go back to work.
Oh, goodness.
That is amazing. The dedication to the craft. Like, I'm tired after a regular day of work. I can't imagine.
But you've been doing it
all over the place.
Almost your whole life, so you're used to it now better?
Yeah. That's what?
I said you're kind of like more used to it now than ever?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I've toured before. I did a show called Walking with Dinosaurs, which was a lot of fun, but we did, what did we do? We did 72 cities.
Oh my God.
72 cities and 3 countries in 22 months.
Wow.
So that's like 2 planes a week. It was crazy. And sometimes I'd be gone for like 3 months at a time, get to come home for a week, go back out for a month, come home for a week.
Because the way that they had it like assorted and everything. Yeah. What is that musical even about? Was it a musical or a show?
No, it literally was.
It just sounds interesting.
Yeah, it's a really cool show with life-size, fully animatronic dinosaurs.
That's what I was picturing. Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
cool.
You can see it on YouTube. It's really crazy. And I used to make a joke because I played the paleontologist, so for, 2 hours, I'm on the floor. I'm the only human on the floor, and it's all dinosaurs. And it's literally a 2-hour monologue. So, I used to always make the joke, it's an actor's nightmare. And it's like, people would say, why? I said, because I'm playing in front of 5,000 people and nobody's looking at me.
Oh, yeah, because they're looking at all the animatronics.
They're looking at the massive, 25-foot brontosaurus behind me and the T-Rex and the this and that. So, but it was a lot of fun. I made a lot of great friends on that tour, still to this day. It was cool.
Well, that's awesome and very exciting to hear. I was going to say, though, if you feel like you're not picking up that much in Vegas, I am friends with Chris Angel's brother, so he probably can help you out with that, too. Something. I don't know if you can help out Chris Angel or do something with him.
Sure.
Because we have some connections. I only have, like, the little ones.
Yeah, we did. My wife and I, we created this show called Brunch to Broadway because I noticed, here in the casinos, they've got these beautiful venues, but they're used as clubs at night.
Yeah, but I like the clubs. They're fun too.
Yeah. But here's the thing: you've got a demographic that doesn't go to the clubs.
Yep,
that's very
true. And I call it age 50 to dead, and I'm in that category. So it's not a dig or anything. So we created the show called Brunch to Broadway because we're both Tony, Broadway performers, Tony nominated, and we did all Broadway songs, and that was a huge hit. Because we would do it Sunday like at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. So we would sell it. Yeah, we would go in, do our show. We got a 5-piece band, 6 singers. It was really awesome.
What did you guys do? Like what type of music and stuff?
All Broadway.
Okay.
And with a bunch of stories. Like I would tell the story how, my wife and I met. We had both just completed our practice marriages, and we were rehearsing Smokey Joe's Cafe in New York.
Okay.
And we were both like very standoffish because, after you go through a divorce and she didn't have any kids, but I did. My son at the time was 3. So very standoffish. So it's a very long story, but to cut it down short, I proposed twice and canceled twice.
Wow.
And she still married me.
Oh my goodness.
She's a keeper.
Yes. That's so, oh my gosh.
So we would do in the show, I would tell that story. And then after that, we would sing Sue Me from Guys and Dolls.
Makes sense. Okay. So,
so everything was all tied in.
I like that. Very creative.
That's the type of musicals me and my sister look for when we're in New York.
Yeah.
We like to see off Broadway.
Yeah.
Well, it's more affordable. For sure.
Yeah.
That too. Yeah.
Oh, listen, we called it Brunch to Broadway for a reason because I had a good friend of mine, Brian Lindsay, who was the GM over at Stations. We went in to pitch it to him, and it took, I think we got in maybe 20 seconds. He goes, "This is brilliant. Let's do it." Because nobody's been doing it.
Yeah.
Here's the thing: anywhere on any casino that has a buffet, anywhere between Saturday and Sunday, there's 1,000 to 3,000 people on property just to eat.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we did that to what? Was it Gordon Ramsay?
Yeah.
Or Wolfgang something? Where were we?
Mhm.
Something like that? There was a buffet.
The one that has the Wolfgang Puck restaurant.
Sure.
I think
Or
that was
Hell's
the
Kitchen?
MGM.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
MGM, yeah. I was just there. I just did the, I'm the in-house voiceover guy for the Power of Love Gala.
Okay, I wanted
Oh.
to ask you about that too.
Yeah, that's the Lou Rubo Center for Brain Health. And Robin, who used to do it was Robin Leach, and then Robin Leach passed away.
Oh, okay.
And through some connections, I forget how it happened, they called me and I went in, and that was Saturday we just did it. It was the 4th year in a row. It's an amazing organization. I'm very proud to be part of it. So I got to introduce Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh my
I got
goodness.
to introduce, I didn't get to introduce, Neil Diamond was the special musical guest.
Okay.
Sammy Hagar performed, Chris Isaac performed.
Wow.
Yeah, it was pretty amazing. And Babyface performed too.
Oh, okay.
That sounds like a great event.
Yeah, it is. It's real. I mean, it's 1,500 people, and it's I believe they raised close to $21 million that night.
Oh, that's amazing. Now, is that continuous?
That's every year.
Oh, okay. So it's every year. It's not like every month, every couple months.
No.
Okay, but at least you have like another side gig or something to help with,
That's it. Yeah, I do a lot of voiceovers.
Okay.
And I was supposed to, this whole coronavirus thing, I was supposed to, I got hired by Home Depot to do a gig next week, and then they postponed it.
Oh.
So that's happening a lot.
I know, it really is, but you have to be careful.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just don't put your hands on your face.
No, I won't.
So, go on.
My question is how you got started with the entire Joseph thing. Did you do it on stage first and then do the movie?
I did.
I knew she was going to say that.
Yeah, I had a connection, obviously, because my first show, Starlight Express, was Andrew Lloyd Webber.
Okay.
So, and the Greaseball is real similar-esque to the Pharaoh.
Okay.
But I remember, I went in, I auditioned for it, and Andrew was there, and we did the whole thing, and they said, so how? I remember Andrew asking me, he goes, so how long have you been impersonating Elvis? And I was like, I'm sorry, what? I don't. I'm not. What? No. So I told him, I said, no, I'm not an Elvis impersonator, but I can give you the essence of Elvis. And the way I built my character was he was a psycho who thought he was Elvis.
Ah.
Okay.
So by doing that, you just don't know where he's going to go. So if you look at and then the movie obviously came up. Andrew called me, and I was very blessed, called me personally and said, we'd like you to do the movie. But if you see, if you saw the stage production, when I got to go into the audience.
Oh.
And it was a lot of fun because it's like at one point he's just smiling, just singing along, and then it's so that's the reaction you get. So I remember every night, when I would come to the edge of the stage and the music stopped, and I literally took one step off on the stairs. You can hear the audience going, "Uh-oh." And then I would go into the audience, pick a woman, and I would stand on her chair above her. And then just, do all this fun stuff and then finish the number. So, yeah, that's how that came about. And then, like I said, we got to do the movie. And DANI, I co-hosted a couple of morning shows out here with him. He lived less than a mile from me in California.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah. He was, and it's so funny because when, I was telling him, I said, hey, did you ever go down to the Americana Theater, or did you ever go here? He's like, nope. And I go, how come? He goes, Bob, back in those days, I was getting 5,000 fan letters a week.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
And that's not email.
Yeah.
That is hand delivered. And he goes, I couldn't go anywhere. And I said, man, I get it. But he's the nicest guy. He is so cool.
Yeah, Donnie and Maria are awesome.
And your chemistry in the movie is like you guys were already friends.
Yes!
So you knew him before?
Yeah. No, that was our first time meeting.
Really?
Uh-huh.
And then you became friends after. I love that.
Yeah, that really is. I feel like definitely the chemistry in the movie, though, like what my sister was saying, it just showed, like how welcome warming that you could be. And then what was it? There was one part where Pharaoh got the stern face like you did.
Mm-hmm.
Where was it? It was in
What?
the song.
When he says the things you saw in your pajamas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, all that fun. Yeah, we got to play a lot. It was a lot of fun.
Can I ask how long did the makeup take for you? For your makeup? Because you
Um,
were pretty wild out. Like it was.
Yeah, it was
I
pretty
didn't
cool.
know it was you. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
between the wig and everything, I'm going to say we probably got down to, for the movie, we probably got down to like 45 minutes. It really wasn't long. But I have a funny story. One about New York and one about the movie.
Okay.
When, because everything was shot, we shot at Pinewood Studios in London to shoot the movie, which was like, hello, James Bond. And it's all shot in high definition. So the makeup artist said, hey, do you want to, trim some of these fine hairs here? Because the camera's going to show everything. I said, please. So they said, well, would you like some numbing cream? And I'm like, numbing cream? Please. Commence with the plucking. She pulled one hair. And I was like, son of a, oh my, how do you women do this?
Yeah.
Pain is beauty.
Yep.
Give me the numbing cream. Give me the numbing cream.
So.
But when I did Pharaoh in New York, I played also Levi, because when they offered me the role, they said it was just for the Pharaoh.
Okay.
And I didn't want to do that. I come from, I want to work. If I'm going to show, I don't want to be the guy come out in the last 20 minutes and sing the big number and be done.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I said, no, unless I can, and nobody's ever done it that way. I said, that's how it was done originally. I said, unless I can play Levi and the Pharaoh. And they're like, well, there's no more money. I said, I'm not asking for more money. I just want to be a part of the group, and so, but at the time my hair was literally down to here.
Oh, okay.
So
right.
they would have to pin curl it and do all that stuff for all the other wigs for the brothers and this. And then at the end of and in the Pharaoh, and then I was done with that, for the curtain call, I had to take it all out. But I used to constantly, we had great hair and makeup people over there, and it was just all family. So I could literally, if I took a blow dryer with my hair at the time and I would turn my head over and I would blow it out, my hair would be this big.
Was your hair bigger than Donny Osmond's in the movie?
Yeah, Donnie's was
or like
a wig.
the same? Yeah,
his
was it a wig? No.
Yeah.
Oh
On
my
The
gosh.
Masked Singer, he had the wig as like one of the clues.
Well, no, I remember that, but I thought it was his hair.
No,
No, it was a wig.
Okay, it was a wig. Okay. But was it like that height for you when you were blowing it out? Your real hair?
My real hair? No, I mean, because I could make it look like the mane of a lion. If you just Google some of the images, oh my gosh. I had a lot of hair.
Oh, wow.
And actually, they gave me the blue suede shoes and the wig from the movie. I have that.
Ooh.
I love that.
Yes.
And then I have from Broadway, I've got the microphone that was all done up and all bedazzled. And then because of Starlight Express, if you look at some of the photos from the Broadway company, you'll notice I was wearing a knee brace because I got hurt in Starlight Express and had to have knee surgery.
Oh my god.
How did you get hurt?
Did
What
you
happened?
fall?
Oh, the rollerblading, right?
Set malfunctioned.
Oh my goodness.
Ow.
Yeah. But yeah, and that was a big thing too. They had said, we can't do this. We can't do this. So my great wardrobe department gave me just this blinged out satin with all these rhinestones and all this stuff, knee brace, and everybody thought it was part of the costume.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, so I have that too. I like taking one little thing from each thing that I do.
I feel like that you should, though.
That's
huge.
important.
Yeah.
It's like the best part of it. You get to keep souvenir.
The one thing I didn't take, when I did Reefer Madness. Did you guys see Reefer Madness?
I have heard of it.
Yes.
She wants to see it.
I want to see the movie.
Okay, yeah.
With
Reefer
Alan
Madness,
Cumming.
the musical.
You were Jesus, right?
Yeah, you can see on if you go on YouTube and just type in "Listen to Jesus, Jimmy."
Okay.
Because Reefer Madness was another little 99 seat theater. Well, it was 99 cents. We were literally making $7 a show.
Oh,
my
okay.
goodness.
That's way in the 70s, 80s.
No, it was in the 90s when we did that.
90s.
7 cents? It was that cheap?
$7.
No, $7 a show.
Oh, I'm sorry, $7. Okay. I was like 7 cents. Okay.
You do 4 or 5 shows a week. Woohoo, $35. And that's what Reefer had started there. And originally I played both characters, Jack, who was the king of the Reefer Den, and Jesus, because there's a scene in the movie that doesn't give it away. It's been out, but Jimmy goes into the church to steal money to buy pot, and he runs into Jesus. Well, it's like, well, who else is going to look like Jesus but Jack? So when the movie came about, I almost didn't get cast in it, and I originated it on stage because, you know, Showtime came out and they bought it, and they wanted to to split the roles, first of all, which they did. And then secondly, Eric McCormack had auditioned for it, all these people. And I guess the last one that I had heard that they wanted John Bon Jovi to play Jesus in the movie.
Okay.
Wow.
And obviously he turned it down, and when I got it. So it was good, but I had a lot of fun with that. So talking about taking things from the set, in the movie, there's, you know, Kristen Bell's in it, Nev Campbell's in it, Anna Gasteyer, Steven Weber, Alan Cumming. I mean, it goes on and on and on. It's an amazing, fun little thing, and the music is just so stupidly good, and the writing and the directing.
We love musicals. How have we not heard of this?
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to watch it.
But there's a scene where towards the end of the movie, Kristen Bell rings the doorbell to heaven. And I wanted that doorbell. It wasn't even a real doorbell, you know, and I forgot, you know, when you do these things, you know, you work long hours and then you go and it's not, you know, it's not your day on the set, or you're not this and that. And I totally forgot. That's the only thing I wanted from that thing was, and it just have it in a box on the wall. What's that? Oh, that's the doorbell to heaven.
Oh, yeah. Then you make everybody want it from you.
Yeah.
Did you get it? Because they think it's real. No, he didn't. Did you get the doorbell? No.
Did you get to keep anything?
They actually offered me if you look at the wig in that one, it was all hair pieces.
Okay.
So the top of it was my hair, and all these little wraparound, I guess they're called extensions.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And they offered it to me, and it's just stupid. I should have taken it because I didn't, you know, I would have learned how to put it on. It was quite the process, but you know, to be able to just go like this and have long hair. Idiot.
Your wife would have helped you too, I'm sure, with hair extensions if she had to. It's really easy. You just have to make sure you take them out every 2 weeks, and then you have to make sure you shampoo them, and then you put them back in.
Right.
You have to take care of them. Just like your own hair, but of course, you know, an extension. So
that's it.
Soon after, you know, getting into with the music and where you're doing acting, when you started, you know, you were building a family, where you start doing with your family, you were still creating and doing you were still on the road, like you were doing tours and stuff?
In the beginning, no.
Okay.
The last tour I did was the Dinosaur Show, and then after that, it was like, you know what? Daddy's too old to go on the road. Yeah, no, I was doing a lot of television and film. You know, when my son learned how to walk, I did a ton. I did just about every soap opera there is, but there was one that literally only ran 2 years. It still has this major following. It was called Generations on NBC. And my son learned how to walk at the studio.
Aww.
Yeah, I would bring him to work with me when he was a baby.
That's like an iconic moment.
That's really cute.
It really is. He came with you. So out of all the roles that you played, we'll say on Broadway, what is one that stuck, you know, one that you
What's your favorite?
loved more than any of them, and why?
Starlight was pretty awesome. Greaseball was a really fun role, and only because of the fact that I think I was 26. I was, you know, into sports, and we were roller skating and singing rock and roll, man. You know, it was this rock show on skates. That was cool. Joseph was really an amazing thing. Smokey Joe's was awesome. I loved that too. I mean, each one is different, you know, for different reasons. I've never done a straight play, not meaning straight gay. I mean, just a talking
without
play.
Singing.
Yeah.
And it's like, as I'm getting older, I'm going, that's looking a little better and better now. All I have to do is talk. Don't have to worry about warming up and singing. And so.
Well, I was going to say, when we saw you on Zach and Cody, besides, I don't really know, the one time you were singing was on Sweet Life on Deck with Carrie, that I remember, but I don't think you really had any singing. You were just a rock star.
You were
just
a
had
rock
the portfolio.
Sing.
Yeah.
I was the rock star that never performed.
Well, you did, but then Zach was in the tour bus with you
Right.
when you were
right.
touring, and then Carrie
Yeah.
was worried. Yeah.
Yeah, they never did, anything. I mean, we did that one funny thing. It was where I was dressed up as a shopping cart.
Yes.
Yeah.
Paper and plastic. Yes.
Paper and plastic,
Yes.
yeah.
Okay. Stop it. Is it bad that I kind of know that song still? Like, it's weird.
No, it's funny.
It's crazy.
It's funny.
But and then what was that? That was like, it was a scene where it just everything kept rewinding. I forget, like they had a remote or something.
Yeah, because the boys didn't want us to be good to stay on the ship.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because they like being alone on the ship.
So you guys had to keep rewinding, and it was just how fun was that though? You just had to keep replaying what happened, and
Yeah, that was a lot of fun. And plus, I knew how to skate too, so it was awesome.
oh yeah, that's right. You're
Yeah,
on
because
skate.
you learned for the
Yeah.
madness thing.
It's crazy. That's awesome. Well, do you feel like, Will, when you were doing Sweet with Zach and Cody, well, first of all, how did you get the role? How did you get the role to be the dad?
Yeah.
I went into audition, and I'm trying to think of the executive's name. And they liked what I had done, but they thought I was a little too rock and roll.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I guess one of the executive producers said, well, somebody came around with my information and my photos, and they had said, well, what about this guy? Well, we saw him, and, we just thought he was too much. And the network was like, no, we want him. And then at the same time, I also auditioned to play Miley's dad.
Oh.
Wait, they had roles for that?
Yeah, before they decided to just.
Before they decided to use
Yeah.
Billy Ray Cyrus, who was also playing last Saturday at the Power of Love Gala.
Oh, okay. That's awesome.
Yeah,
Amazing.
so-
Shout out to him
Yeah.
for that. Okay. I didn't even know that they had auditions for that. I thought it was
yeah.
just the family, besides Jason Earls.
He was, I think it was at the end they decided, because there was a lot of big names, as I recall, that were auditioning to play her dad.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You got
In
somebody's
the end,
dad.
Of course, her dad gets it.
Yeah. I was going to say, well, you got to play somebody's dad on Disney Channel,
Yeah.
which is nice.
Yeah.
And you were one of the coolest Disney Channel TV dads I've ever seen.
We
Like,
wanted
your
our
character
dad to
was-
be like you, okay?
Yeah, your character was fun. Like, don't worry about homework. Just chill.
Yeah.
Life is a party.
Oh,
I
gosh.
loved it.
That's how we wanted to be.
It's so crazy. I tell that story in our show too. I said, not to brag, but I've been doing this for over 40 years. I've worked opposite Tom Hanks, Michael Landon, Angela Lansbury, Channing Tatum, Amanda Bynes, and it goes on and on
We're
and
going to talk
on.
about She's the Man, too.
Yeah, she's the man. But because I did a little show on Disney, I can't go to the mall. It's crazy.
Wait, why? Because people spot you?
Yeah.
Always.
That show
Yeah.
was huge.
I take like probably 20 photographs a day here.
That's awesome.
We would be bad if we were there, too. We'd want to photograph.
Yeah. Who would
I
have
was
a photo of
in the
Kurt?
audience when Neil Diamond was singing the other night. I was out there with my camera, and I have to find the video because I'm sure I got it captured on there. And I'm because I'm a huge fan of Neil Diamond, and I'm videotaping him. And these three girls come up. You're the dad from Sweet Life, aren't you? So, yeah, Neil Diamond's on stage, and I'm getting recognized in the audience.
You've done tons of things, and that's your claim to fame.
It is.
That's
Yeah.
it.
It really
That's
is.
it.
It's like people are like, do I remember you? And She's the Man or Game Plan? I'm like, yeah, I know who he is.
Yeah.
But everybody, when I mention I'm having the dad from Sweet Life, they're like, I'm like, yeah. Like,
Yeah, see,
so-
that's exactly what I'm talking about.
I'm
Looks
having-
like my girl just got home.
Okay, I'm having Kirk Martin, I like to say.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Did you get along with Zach and Cody? Like, did you guys really form like a father and son thing while you were working together?
I mean, we didn't hang out because remember when I met them, they were 11, I think.
Yeah, they were a little young when
Yeah.
you first appeared.
And then we've talked since, when I would go back to New York because they're both out there. Dylan's doing great. He's got his
All Wise Meadery. I need to go
All-Wise
so
Meadery.
bad. She
Yeah.
won't. I can't go by myself. I have no one to go with. I want to go.
Yeah. He's got that, and then obviously
Cole's on Riverdale.
Cole is nailing it. But
Yep,
every
drug
time we've been kind of been like ships in the night, trying to kind of missing each other every time we've gone. But last time I was there, I ran into an actress friend of mine, Kelly Rutherford, who we starred opposite on Generations, and we got together.
Okay.
And it was funny because I told her, I said, let's take a picture and blow up the internet. We blew up the internet for the Generations fans anyway, because I have a huge following in Turkey and in Poland.
Oh wow.
Yeah. It's crazy. They just, and they're asking, they want, a reboot and a redo and a this and a that and the other.
And collaborations and everything like that. Or if there was a certain one of your characters dating someone, they want that back. They're shipping it. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, because it was international. I won the equivalent of the Emmy in Poland for Generations, and this is before your time. There was a show called Dynasty that used to be on.
I remember it.
John
I watched
Forsythe.
the new Dynasty, but I know it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was up against John Forsythe and all these other actors, and that was in television. They were in television primetime, and I won it for daytime. It was crazy.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, yeah, crazy. Well, with Kelly Rutherford, is she the one from Gossip Girl?
Gossip Girl, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's Serena's mom, right?
Yeah, because me and her are still binging that. And I recently saw your Instagram because, I posted that you were going to be on my show and everything a couple days ago. I was like, he knows Kelly Rutherford. I was like, we love her because we love Gossip Girl. So it's crazy how like you guys all have connections somewhere, somehow.
Knows everybody.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, that's how, the way this industry works is when we did the production of Reefer Madness in New York, Kristen Bell was going to NYU, and I think she had done Big River, trying to remember, but she hadn't done that much. And she's just so amazing and so adorable. So everybody said, girl, you need to come to LA. And she came out to LA and, just would, crash on somebody's couch or this or that. And then just like that.
Frozen.
Veronica Mars.
Oh, it goes on and on and on. Yeah,
exactly.
Frozen, Smart Current, Veronica Mars,
She's
and all that.
She's so sweet, so nice. And she was great because we did another a theater production. It was a musical. It was called Snow, Sneaux.
Okay.
The Gothic figure skating musical.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing.
It really was a lot of fun. And it was, she played Snow and I played her father. But it was a crazy, crazy show. But it was a lot of fun. It was really, really crazy.
Gosh, it's so amazing though how you feel like when you're up on stage, you enjoy it now. You never had stage fright before?
Every time I get on stage, I'm still always there's some butterflies.
Yeah, just like a little. Yeah.
Yeah, if there's not, then I'm not focusing.
Okay, well that's a great way to put it because you kind of just swallow it. You ignore it, but you enjoy the view around you.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. Okay. I mean, I can't tell you how many times we're up there. Like my wife and I, when we do our duets and stuff, and we're in rehearsal and we're singing going, wait, what do we say? We've done it so many times,
Is that the one, some of them that you posted on Instagram too? You had a singing video or something, I think, with a girl. I don't know if that was your wife.
Did I post it with her? I don't know.
What song was he singing?
What song were you singing? That's funny. Here, you ask a question, let me see.
I want to know if when you were in high school and you auditioned for the musical as a joke, if that hadn't have worked out, would you have been an athlete? Like, is that what you wanted as a career? That's
what I wanted, yeah. I don't know if I was good enough. I was good in high school, but, once you go to high school and you get to college, a lot of things are different. When I got to college, I went to college. I'm still a junior. And
Wait, you're still in college?
College, yeah.
Oh, okay, got you.
Well, I was working so much that I just didn't have time to go back. But I had done my major was theater, and they just had it a different way about it. And underclassmen couldn't get roles, and I didn't believe in that. And so I got the lead in Grease, and that got me the national tour, the U.S. and Canadian tour of Grease.
Oh, you played DANI?
DANI, yeah.
I could see that.
Oh, I've done Danny a lot of times. But so that was during school. So I'm on tour and I'm coming back. Then I would, freeze it and then go back. And then when I finally came back and I knew I was in town for a while, I changed my major to graphic design because I started to think, I go, if this doesn't work out, I got to have some backup plan. I can always do construction, whatever. But I loved graphic design. I mean, we had 3.5 hour classes. It was like, but you didn't have to stay there.
Is that like blueprints?
That's where you draw.
Yeah, pretty much like that. Yeah, graphic design, advertising. Because I still to this day, I with my real estate business out here.
Yep,
with my,
we're going to talk about that, of course.
Yeah, with my business partner, I write and create all those ads, and produce and edit them and stuff. That's always been a knack that I've had.
Where's the time for you to sleep?
Yeah, how do you sleep?
Do you drink coffee? Like, how do you stay up?
It's not that hard. The typical day is up at 6:15, have coffee, go over emails, get the girls up, make breakfast. Then my wife goes to work. I take the girls to school and I get on the computer and do some work. If I got to take clients out to show them properties, most of the VO stuff that I do, I'll do it from here. I've got a VO booth. We've got a little Harry Potter closet under our stairs.
I love that.
That's adorable.
Where I do all my VO, and I use this simple little Tascam DR40. This thing is awesome.
That's what you edit with?
No, that's what I do all my VOs with. Everything else, the stuff that I do for our, the Hope for TORTI group, the real estate, I just do it all in iMovie.
Okay. Well, that makes it look very professional, and
Yeah. Well, we're trying to look. A friend of mine who I knew from Jersey Boys, he got out of the business, and he's actually now my boss. He's the CEO over at Keller Williams Realty Southwest here in Vegas. And originally, how I met my business partner, through a mutual friend, invited me up to Lake Las Vegas Country Club to have lunch. Because I told him, I was thinking about getting my real estate license, and he introduced me to the owner of Sotheby's out here. And we hit it off great. I mean, we hit it off like we knew each other 20 years. So I was with them for, I think it was like 7 months, and it just wasn't the right fit. It's I'm not a bougie kind of guy. You know what I mean? I mean, I wear suits and ties when I'm supposed to and stuff, but I'm just a normal guy. So we ended up at a Christmas party for Sotheby's where I met my business partner and his wife. My wife was there too. And we hit it off. And as a matter of fact, his son is dating my daughter. And, yeah. And so we started the group, doing real well. What I bring to the partnership, because I'm still learning. I mean, I know a lot, but I'm still learning.
You had to get a realtor license, right?
Yeah, I had to go to school and get my license.
God bless your life. I tried to get insurance license. Couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah. So, he's been doing this for like 25 years. So he knows all the ins and outs, and I know all the ins and outs of entertainment. So that's what we try to do with our business is just, promise to do our best to take the stress out of buying or selling your house, because it's a stressful time.
Oh, it is.
Definitely.
So that's why we do the goofy spots and the fun stuff. We make fun of ourselves. Hold on one second. Yes, Chloe?
No, you're good. It's okay.
Are you doing math? Honey, I'm doing it. I'm with you.
Hi.
From Canada.
Hi. It's okay.
Come on, for your work. That's my youngest, Chloe.
Aw,
How old is she?
She's going to be 16 this month.
Oh, wow.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant young, like youngest, like. Oh, okay. When you said youngest, I thought you meant like young, like not teenager, like preteen.
Yeah. Well, and then her older sister, she's going to be 18.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And then my son is 30. He'll be 31 this year.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Who would have thought you had 3 kids?
Yeah. And then a fun little story about my daughters. They're both adopted, and they're biological sisters, 18 months apart.
That is amazing.
Wow.
Out of Houston, Texas, where my wife is from.
Okay. Well, that's beautiful.
That's really cool.
Yeah,
how it worked out.
Very different. Like I've never,
Very blessed.
Definitely. I was gonna say, oh goodness gracious, what was I gonna say? I totally lost it. When your daughter came over, it like slipped my head. Rosie, go.
Okay. So after Before you got into the real estate thing, what was the last thing you did in entertainment? Like the very last thing?
That was the Brunch to Broadway. We were performing once a week doing that. Well,
Okay.
prior to that, yeah, it was Rock of Ages, because Rock of Ages almost ran 5 years.
Rock of Ages is an amazing show. But
Yeah.
let's see. When that finished, your friend contacted you and you guys decided to do real estate on a whim like that, or were you looking into it yourself?
I was looking into it because I have a lot of friends who are realtors, and the entertainment business and real estate is in real estate you're selling, in the entertainment business you're selling.
Yeah, you're just selling yourself,
So,
and in the other
yeah.
one you're selling property.
Exactly.
Saving
So,
yourself.
yeah, and it really is. I like real estate from the standpoint that, especially when the people find the right house, it's like, because like we're doing a big ad push coming up on, because a lot of people rent, and they rent because they don't know that they can buy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you don't know if you can buy until you try and qualify, and it's free to qualify. So a good example, my guitar player from Rock of Ages, him and his wife had been renting for almost 6 years.
Okay.
So, and if you look, just add it up,
Yeah.
add up the money
Yeah.
that you're not putting in your pocket. And sure enough, we got them qualified, and their actual mortgage is less than their rent was.
That is incredible.
Yeah, because we've got a couple of really good lenders out here that know their business. So now's a great time. Interest rates are really low. They're historically low right now. So money's never been cheaper to borrow here.
Wow, in Vegas, it's expensive there.
Vegas?
Vegas and California, because we're from the Eastern Coast. When we were there, I feel like I didn't bring that much money.
Yeah.
Well,
So-
I'll tell you this much about the difference between California and Vegas. First of all, in Vegas here, we have no state tax and no corporate tax. So let's say you're at 7%, right? So just take 7% of your yearly salary and put that in the bank, because that's yours now. You don't have to pay it.
Wow. Okay.
So
So
we
you're
need to
paid.
move to Vegas.
yeah, I didn't
In
even know
Vegas,
that.
yeah. The other thing is, like, we joke, the house that we live in now, we bought, it'll be 5 years ago. 5 years ago. A house like this, and I'm not bragging, that if this was in LA, this would be $1.5 million house.
Okay.
But
It's-
you're saving money or you're spending more? You're
I'm
saving.
saving.
Yeah. But if you were in
Absolutely.
California, no.
If I had this house in California, my mortgage would be about $3,500 a month.
Oh Lord.
My mortgage here is about $900.
Okay.
Not bad at all.
Okay, so you're saving a lot
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I learned something.
Yeah, definitely. I wanted
And
to know.
property taxes are cheaper too.
Yeah, I wanted to know, Robert, within, you doing real estate and a lot of other people, what's different between you versus others? I know you do some singing,
Uh-huh.
And
so
you-
that makes me want to buy a house.
And you're,
Yeah.
you're funny
Well,
about it.
Here's what I did is I partnered correctly.
Okay.
My business partner used to have his own appraisal company. So he can walk through a house and tell you exactly what it's worth.
Okay,
That's perfect.
that is.
So it's like, we use my, and I don't want to say celebrity because I hate that word. We use my recognizability.
Okay. Recognition? Recognition?
Yeah. I mean, I even joked. I said I should go get my minister's license and put out an ad. You want to get married in Vegas by Zach and Cody's dad?
Stop. You were going to have everybody jump to, and you know it. That's not a bad idea, but.
Yeah. But you see, that's with the real estate. Because see, the
Yeah.
other thing with the real estate is we work from home. I mean, we could go to we do have an office there, but I get more. I like boots on the ground kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And my social footprint is wide enough that it produces a lot of sales and stuff.
Well, definitely with your recognition, I could see
Yeah.
that because I didn't even know you were doing that. And I was watching some of the videos that you had posted, and I know they're like funny, like, comedy, like jokester back to back, you and your partner. And then some of them you sing in, and I was like, you could be the singing realtor, and that would be perfect too. I just don't know if you want to sing, constantly,
Right.
or take a
Well,
break from it. But
we did. My partner came up with a great thing that we're going to start using. It's called a realitainer.
okay,
Okay.
Singing?
So I use that in my show and saying, not only can I sell you your daughter's house, I can sing at her wedding. And if I had my license to be, I can marry her, sell her house, and sing at the reception.
Man of many
All right.
talents.
I was going to say, I guess you're going to get that minister's license now, aren't you?
Yeah, just need to make one phone call, and it's to me.
I promise you, though, as soon as you do, you won't even joke about how many people are going to come to Vegas just to get married by
I
you.
would consider it.
Yeah.
That would be like a story to tell people.
Is that what you want to do with your boyfriend?
I don't know if we want to get married in Vegas. I want like a wedding, but
Okay.
you know.
But
you can have a wedding in Vegas. You don't have to do it in a chapel.
I know. I think I want like a pretty backyard venue type thing. I don't want to get married in a church. But.
No.
So, Robert, with everything that you've done and, reached out and you're doing realty and everything now, within promoting yourself, can you talk about a little bit when you first, because you said you got into realtor and you love what you're doing and you sold a lot of complexes, like you're doing really good, right? Like you're building yourself, but you're doing really good. How many years have you been doing this?
It's just a little over a year.
Wow.
Since I got
Brand
my
new.
license.
Brand new.
I'm brand new, yeah.
And you may, so this is the time right here in the interview where you can promote yourself. So you can give your social media or your realtor stuff so people can contact you.
I mean, you can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. It's just simple. It's Bob Torti. And then our website for the business is called makingnevadahome.net. And that's all one word, makingnevadahome.net. And on there, you'll see all the information about myself and my business partner, David. But you can also look at properties. You can scroll through. You can see what's out there. See what does $300,000 buy you in Vegas and what does $300,000 buy you in New Jersey.
Okay. That's something I want to check out.
Yeah, I know, right? Definitely. But I was going to say, you only do Vegas? Like, are you reaching out trying to do more?
Right now, I'm just
areas?
licensed here in Vegas, but we've got enough agents that we could refer to. Like we just referred one to Northern California and one to Southern California.
Okay, so you're still building your agents and everything.
Absolutely, and yeah,
Your
so what you do is by being a group, we can have agents underneath us, or it's a whole thing. So as a collective, everybody's working towards the same goal, and it's always customer first.
That makes sense.
It's really awesome. I really enjoyed talking with you. I
too.
had a fun, amazing time. Before you go, real quick, can we get a radio promo tag from you?
2 of them.
Absolutely. What would you like me to say?
So you're gonna say your name. You can say a role that somebody would know you.
Say from Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
Okay.
Just
Okay.
read it.
or Joseph. That's fine too. And you're gonna say you're listening to the DJ Danny show.
Okay.
Then the second one is you're listening to Hamilton Radio.
Hamilton
So
Radio.
2 separate ones. And then whenever you're ready.
Hey everybody, this is Bob Torti from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, also Mr. Downtown from That Thing You Do, and the Pharaoh from Joseph, and you're listening to the DJ Dog it. So close. Let me do that again. So close.
That was like the best thing ever. I didn't want to say anything.
Hey everybody, this is Bob Torti from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, also Mr. Downtown from That Thing You Do, and the Pharaoh from Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat. You are listening to the DJ Danny Show. Let me do that again. That was terrible.
Okay.
One more.
Take
Sorry.
your time. No, you're fine.
Hey everybody, this is Bob Torti from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, also Mr. Downtown and That Thing You Do. She's the man, Sweet Life. One more time. I'm trying to go over my resume in my head.
You said she's the man, Sweet Life. Go on.
There you go.
I love it. It's okay. You're fine.
Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, it's Bob Torti. Zach from Sweet Life. No, I'm not Zach. I played Kurt. Never mind. I hope you have enough tape on that end.
You're good. It's bloopers. You're good.
Okay, good. Okay, here's the real one. This one's gonna be
Take
money.
your time.
Going for the gold.
This one's gonna be money. Okay.
Okay.
Hey everybody, this is Bob Torti, Kurt from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, also Mr. Downtown from That Thing You Do, and you are listening to the DJ Danny Show.
Perfect. Now Hamilton Radio.
Hey everybody, this is Bob Torti from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, Mr. Downtown from That Thing You Do. I also was in She's the Man. Oh, just stop talking about yourself. You're listening to Hamilton Radio.
Perfect.
I like that
I love
one.
it. Thank you so much. Before you go, Bob, real quick, Doc G, do you have anything you want to say? Okay. My dad is gonna say hi.
This is our father. He's the one that originally showed us the Joseph movie.
My mother's here too, real quick. Come
And
on.
my mom, who's a
Absolutely. Hi,
huge
Mom
fan.
and Dad.
Here, you can sit real quick. You're good. You can sit.
All right. Say hi, Mom.
Somebody talk first. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, how you doing?
We're all right. We're just well, I'm busy. I'm running the studio and radio
Yeah.
station, but it's a pleasure meeting you. Yeah, it's my radio station.
Oh, perfect.
About 26 years I've been doing it.
Uh-huh. That's awesome.
So yeah, and she's a children's book author. My wife Sandy.
Hey, say, nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Mom, go
Love
closer
your-
to the mic.
No,
She always eat the mic.
Loves
Eat the
me.
mic.
I guess I'm just mic shy.
Eat the mic.
Yes.
Eat the mic.
Yeah, it's so great to meet you, and we love your shows, your work, that
Oh,
you do.
thank you.
So you love Miss Farrow because that's what you're trying to say.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, 'cause I love that musical.
You-
yeah.
Oh.
You blew it away in that, brother. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You were just so amazing in that movie.
Thank you. Thank you. I had a blast doing it.
And the
I'm
other,
waiting- yeah, I'm actually waiting for, hopefully, with the remakes of all these Broadway musicals, I'm waiting for Andrew to remake Starlight Express into a film. I could still skate.
oh yeah. Well, if you ever need us or DJ Danny or my wife or anything, just let us know. We'll be glad to help promote, do whatever you need to do.
Yeah.
I'm here.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much.
What a pleasure. Very pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Meet same here.
Thank you.
Take care.
It has been so nice talking to you.
All right. We'll talk to you guys soon. Let me know if you need anything else.
All right. No, I think that's it. Thank you so much for your time.
I feel-
You can go help your daughter with a math problem now.
Yeah. I need the computer for that.
Oh, yeah?
This math, these kids, get off my lawn.
Thank you so much.
All right. Have a good night, guys.
All right,
You too. Bye.
All right. Bye.
He was so funny.